The Wolf I Chose to Feed. I was sitting in a restaurant on St. Simon's Island just the other night when the Coastal Georgia Writers Group was about to have its monthly meeting. One of the members started the meeting by reading something titled Two Wolves. I would like to borrow the point of that story to make a point about my own life. Hearing that piece was such an awakening to me. It explained a lot of things that I never understood. For 9 long years, I sat in a Jacksonville, Florida orphanage. Between the physical, mental, and sexual abuses, I had absolutely no life to speak of. I didn't even know who I was as a person. Afraid to speak, afraid to look anyone in the eye, afraid to look up, look down, move right, move left, move forward, move backwards. After leaving the orphanage, I spent another 2 years in the Florida Reform School for Boys at Marianna, Florida. From there, I made my way to jail numerous times, and then on to prison for 3 years. I walked out of prison on February the 6th, 1969. It was the first time I'd ever been on my own, able to make decisions for myself. Never again after that did I violate the law or ever get into trouble. Still, for some reason, I was still running away. Maybe it was even for myself. During that time, there were 2 different little boys living inside me. One little boy was full of greed and hatred. He was a bit vindictive and cruel. At times, he was even spiteful and somewhat self-centered. And for sure, very arrogant at times. But there was also another little boy living deep down inside of me. For some strange reason, that little boy was full of kindness, compassion, respect, consideration, and tenderness. Those good feelings were taught to me, not by the orphanage, but by a handful of strangers. Strangers who took the time to kneel down and wipe away my tears and my fears. And those who fed me when I lived out on the street as a little boy. Those people had very little themselves, yet they shared with me. I have always wondered why the good little boy won the battle over the bad little boy. I suppose the kind little boy, with the help of sadness and loneliness, somehow managed to survive and win the battle because he was the wolf that I chose to feed. There are bad things that happen to many people. I'm not the only one who was abused and mistreated. Those of us who were mistreated must find the strength, the courage, and the common sense to keep the bad wolf in its place, keep him at bay at all times, if for no other reason, for the sake of our children and our grandchildren. Sometimes being a successful citizen is not to enhance ourselves through personal gain or accomplishment. True success is making a difference in the lives of those we love and those we cherish, those who will precede us in the future.